Yes, I have seen the slaves pulling carts. I am uncomfortable with the practice, but from what I understand, it allows those captured in battle to serve rather than simply being executed. There are not enough resources to keep prisoners who do not work. In this harsh land, it is perhaps the lesser of two evils. That is what I tell myself, at least. Asala has agreed to aid us, exactly as I expected. The beast represents an existential threat to all the peoples of Rayclast, but even beyond that, she seems to be quite driven. She reminds me of a rambunctious young woman I once knew in Keth, who eventually rose to power, attained divinity, and led her people to greatness.
Why have we stopped?
The Halani gates are closed for the first time in 1,000 years. This can only be related to the beast. We should investigate the Feridan's camp in the halls of Modon and demand answers. You have your orders.
Well, well. It appears a sort of necromancy took place here.
Our people have lived in the shadows of the dunes for too long. Countless generations have been forgotten, will be forgotten. We are not Faradin. We are Maraketh. And if we work together, if we unite, then they will be forced to acknowledge us. We must show them that casting us off is a mistake. We must show them our strength. Perhaps we can one day rebuild Keth itself. For all those who live in the plains of Vastiri.
Sand and steel.
Esme! She's insane!
Insane!
I'll show you insane! Burn, burn, burn! Slow down! Deep breath!
She's coming!
For the king! Explode! Breathe it in! Burn, burn, burn! Burn, burn, burn!
Breathe it in. Lightning.
Run!
Stand still. Lightning. Slow down. Breathe it in. Burn, burn, burn!
Run! Quickly, break the lock. Please, get me out of here! Winds praise you. 1,000 praises, my friend. I thought I would die here. Please, take me back to your caravan, and I will tell you anything you want to know.
A defector. I admire those who resist tyrants.
They call themselves the Ferrodin in this era, but they have died out and been reborn many times. They are not an independent culture. They are the Maraketh's dark secret, the inevitable consequence of life's haphazard nature. A society cannot simply purge itself of the weak, the ill, or the disadvantaged. Those unwanted newborns abandoned among the dunes. They rarely die, no matter how much the Maraketh wish to make them simply disappear. No, they live. The Ferrodin are the shadow of the Maraketh, always just out of sight, always watching. They rescue those children and raise them up on the outside, looking in. An unspoken relief for the father and mother that must give up their child. But a gathering storm fated to one day return home with a fury. It takes courage to go against one's people. I once faced a similar decision. There were men and women like me who believed themselves to be exceptional. And they were correct. Terribly, horribly correct. I cursed myself to a permanent exile from my own peers by betraying them. I was unlike mortals, but hated by immortals. I was alone. I would do it all again. And I still might.
Young one.
I know what Jamanra intends. Atop, he intends to feed their bodies to the horrific creature he keeps in a cage behind his throne. They call it the Beast. I have seen it, and the sight haunts my nightmares. The Halani gates are closed. Then Jamanra must have succeeded in capturing them. He planned to close the gates to prevent the Maraketh from interrupting his harvest. A siege from the front would be impossible now. But there is another way. An ancient passage lost to time. It was used by the traitor Balbala. I can show you where it is, if you will use it to stop Jamanra before it is too late. Think carefully. Yes, the sight of that thing chilled my soul. Those of us who objected to its presence were forced. By the time we were done, madness was already rife, and we were sealed in the mind to die for supposedly betraying our people. This Oriana, the one you called a countess, Jamanra has declared her our queen. She first came to us from the south and seemed sympathetic to our cause. She promised us power, the power to take back our lives. She left for Azomite lands, vowing to return with something that would resurrect our greatest hero, Jamanra. With that hope dangled before us, the Faridun united for the first time since his death. We prepared, as she asked. We took the quarry. We began working on the dreadnought. I am ashamed to admit that I was a devout believer in the cause, until the day she kept her promise. She did return. She did bring the power to resurrect Jamanra. She brought the beast. I must pursue what I feel to be right. Asala might yet decide to have me put to death, or abandon me to the doom of the desert. I know these risks, but I had to try anyway. If you had seen the darkness rising in the hearts of my brothers and sisters, you would understand. I am not betraying them. I'm trying to save them from themselves. The Marraketh have no idea how great we number. We are larger than any one Akara by far, and my brothers and sisters hold a great bitterness, even before corruption came among us. Everything we do, from our garb to our food, is made opposite to the Marraketh out of spite. I still feel some of that anger when I see them here, standing proud and colorful. Asala promises them a return to their glory days. But do they not have such glory now? I cannot say I view the Marraketh favorably, but there is no other power to which I can turn. Jamanra is going mad, and I know that the Marraketh will unite their scattered Akaras to confront him if the need is great enough. I believe that it is. What is that being? Does it travel with you? I would tell you not to trust a mysterious stranger in black, but that would make my own situation rather difficult. This corruption that plagues the land, I cannot bring myself to fully believe it's the reason for my people's sickening turn. I know that when the beast first came to us, when Jamanra was raised from death, he quickly became covetous and prone to fits of rage. Soon that fervor gleamed in the eyes of those around him. You say it's his corruption, but I have not seen anything in my brothers and sisters that was not already there. Corruption may exist, yes, but it does not fully control. It only excuses. The Faridun are warring against the Marraketh because they desire to do so. They have always wanted this conflict. They want to make those who abandoned us suffer. You need not trust me. You will see the truth of my information soon enough. I ask nothing of you, only that you do what you know is right. I am of the Faridun. We are the shadows of the Marraketh, the unwanted and the forgotten. Some time ago, a foreign woman came to us and offered us the power to take back what was ours. We took her deal. We had no idea what it would cost us. When she finally brought us the beast, it was not the glorious power we'd been promised. It was horrifying. Those of us who did not want to make war, those of us who are afraid of the beast, Jamanra sealed us in the mine when his dreadnought was complete. This madness must end. Some may call me a traitor, but I do not seek the destruction of my brethren. I seek their salvation.
So, The outcasts have raised their new king from the grave, and he seeks to violate Deshar, to feed our honored dead to the beast. Such a transgression. Those vile dogs! Our city of the dead lies beyond the Halani gates. We should move to crush the Feridan immediately. Let us see if this defector's information is truthful. Infiltrate this supposed passage, find your way to the top of the gates without being detected, and then call for aid. I shall answer. If her information proves to be truthful, then she will live. If she is a deceiver sent to misdirect us, she will be left to die in the open desert once again. You have your orders. What is it?
The traitor Balbala has been sentenced to 1,000 years of suffering as a djinn, bound in this place of her dishonor. Let no woman or man of Marikath blood enter her prison before her time is served.
Death and decay!
Young one. Jamanra? That's a tale I rarely tell. Every few generations, the Feridans stir up trouble. Jamanra was their most successful attempt at causing problems. A very long time ago, he spread dangerous ideas among the outcasts and spoke to the Mariketh as if they were equals. His offenses were so great, the Sekhmers joined together to approach and rebuke him. The tale says that he was so in awe of the glory of our leaders, he ended his own life and chose to fall forgotten in the sands. It is a strange conclusion to his tale, I must admit. But this is what is told. If he has been somehow reanimated through corruption, he will have only one goal: harming us.
If you are traveling through Traitor's Passage, there is something I wish to ask of you. The traitor, Balbala. According to the tales, she is still sealed there, somewhere along the tunnel, as an undying djinn. She served her sentence long ago, but knowledge of the location was lost. It is long past time to release her. I will tell you her story if you wish, but I doubt it will mean much to a Jingak. Goodbye.
How can I advise? I was asleep during the era of Jamanra. I cannot attest to the truth of Risu's tale, though I cannot say it is outside the realm of possibility. The Maraketh have strict traditions, erring on the side of brutal.
Yes?
What is it? The Balbalak has her life, for she was truthful. If she also wishes to be accepted here, that will be up to her. Hold them back while I open the gate!
She made light work of that.
Open!
No.
Need something?
Young one. Each young one is much like another. Ferredin, Maraketh. What does it matter to an old woman? Others may scowl for letting Risu sit and listen to my stories, but none may order me silent.
Who goes there? I remember her face from before the battle where I lost my sight. She is quite beautiful, and she has strength and cunning to match. I can think of no better leader for us. We, Adora, have put all our faith in Asala, and though we do not number enough to spark divinity in her, we still thrived under her leadership. When I face his direction, there is a faint impression. Even the sun does not intrude upon my blindness, so this is a new sensation for me. What am I seeing from your strange companion? This defector, Risu, will never be accepted by the Adura. You may trust her, and she may provide information about the enemy's intentions, but remember, she is a traitor to her people. We deal with our own traitors using excessive means. She is not one of us, so we do not consider it our duty to punish her, but neither will we protect her when the time comes. Publicly, I will decry them as loudly as anyone else. Privately, I understand. I do not condone their actions, but I have suffered some small portion of what they must feel their entire lives. To be honest, I expected them to turn on us eventually. Long ago, when Keth was the shining jewel of the Vastiri, and our trade routes were the envy of the known world, a weak-willed Sekema named Balbala betrayed her Akara for a promise of Welakath, a mythical elixir said to bestow great power. She led a band of foreign warriors through secret paths to the top of the Halani gates. Taken by surprise, the Akara was slain to the last woman. What was her reward? Not Welakath. The bandits put a spear through her gut in that very passage. A cautionary tale, yes. For her betrayal, the wise woman of that era enacted an ancient ritual, trapping Balbara's soul as a djinn for a sentence intended to be 1,000 years. Jingak, it has been far more than 1,000 years. By Zarka's reckoning, at least 2 or 3. The stain of Balbala's betrayal has been lifted from her legacy, yet the knowledge of her prison was lost long ago. Warm nights.
Quickly. You have no idea how much restraint it requires to listen to tales of people and places I knew, yet not correct her. She's close. I shall grant her that. Often startlingly so. In certain details or sequences of events, but the spirit of what happened thousands of years ago, the essence of that life, it has been embellished. At other times, the stories convey only a pale shadow, and the true magnificence is lost. Or is it my memories that have drifted with time? I suppose we shall never know, because those days are gone, never to return. All that I once loved has been dust hundreds of years longer than you have even been alive. I am accustomed to others shivering and turning away when my gaze falls upon them. But I must confess, for once the feeling is reversed. Though she is blind, I sometimes have the strangest notion that she is looking at me, even at night.
She made light work of that. Death and decay!
How is this possible?
Wrath for the king! Wrath for the king!
Infection!
You are unworthy! The Malekith will fall! The Malekith will fall! By my hand! Wrath of the king! The Malekith will fall! By my hand! The Malekith will fall! But you are unworthy! I shall dethrone you, Sekema! I shall dethrone you, Sekema! And leave you to the sand! wrath of the king! The manifest will fall by my hand! The manifest will fall! You are unworthy! I shall dethrone you, Sekama, and leave wrath of the king! I tried to seek peace, and the Sekamas disgraced me! Rot in the sand. This time, we choose war! We shall finish this! Not today.
Make haste! We must not escape!
Jamanra, the Corpse King, is running away. Ha.
Quickly! He conjures the very sands against us! This is no natural sandstorm. We must battle sorcery with sorcery. Let us return to the caravan and entreat Zarka's wisdom.
The Countess has used corruption to resurrect Jamanra, and they have escaped with the beast. Thankfully, we have some idea what the Faradin intend. We must reach Deshar as soon as possible.
Jamanra can control the sands? Oh, this was not an ability he had in life. It must be born of corruption. There is something in the tales that could help us overcome such a power. It was said that the Horn of the Vastiri could control the winds. I believe the Horn's location has been lost to time, but perhaps it is possible that we can reconstruct it. We would have to retrace the steps of our greatest heroine, Orbala, on her final adventure. Speak to Asala. She knows the tale and where it might take us. Let her know how you wish to begin. Or you may seek my wisdom if you have further questions.
Who goes there? Risu has proven herself, at least to me. She has spoken only the truth, and I believe she means well. In another life, we might have been fellow Dikara, or even friends. Goodbye.
Young one, this is not the first time the sands themselves have been used against us. The necromancer of Weeping Black, Saresh, once waged war upon the Maraketh out of the nascent desert regions of that era. He commanded not only armies of the dead, but vast roiling storms as well. Hearing of this threat, Orbala set forth on a quest to master the elements. And in 3 places of power, she proved herself to the winds. When she drew in a mighty breath and sounded the horn, it was so powerful. Every tent across the entire plains blew open. You can imagine what it did to the necromancer's sandstorms. Seizing their moment, the united Akaras stormed forth to savage the undead armies of Suresh. For this victory, Obala was made the Sekama of Sekamas. And after ruling with strength and cunning for many years, later became our Queen of the Wind, greatest goddess of the Maraketh. Her divine name was Garukan, which means ultimate sovereign. The tales, unfortunately, make no further mention of the horn after that. Ah, the horn. How to condense a 7-day tale. It was created during Obala's 8th adventure, her final quest before becoming the Sekama of Sekamas. She wrested control of the 3 elements. Her trusty war steed, the great mastodon Ekbab, gave its tusks for the carving and the channeling of lightning. The essence of water was a secret held at the heart of Keth. And primordial fire must be earned from those that originally brought it to Rayclast. We will find them at the Valley of Titans. Yes, those are the 3 elements we will need.
Ah, yes. The Horn of the Vestiri. I know the tale. The ancient city of Keth, the Badlands, and the Valley of the Titans. We can retrace Orbala's steps in any order. You have your orders.
The skeleton city of a once great culture. How adorable.
The weary traveler has reached the end of the path. Welcome to the city of 7 waters, whence bounty springs. Behold our lush plains and verdant forests, blessed to feed empires far and wide. Eat, drink, and be fat at your leisure, so long as you take word back to your homeland of the glory of Keth.
A good...